Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Create with Steve I. Today we are going to do a plan with me video. Okay, so before we get to the plan with me, I just wanted to show you the spread from last week. I just really loved how this spread turned out. I filmed a video and then I wasn't able to use it, so unfortunately it got destroyed, but I really liked how this turned out. Julie from Plans in the Making gave me this idea where you do kind of the checkerboard look, especially with these boxes that come in the Happy Planner box or sticker books. I don't ever use them because I just don't know how to use them really. I guess I could intermix them through different things, but I end up never using them. But I just think they're so pretty, especially from this sticker book, which was the Midnight Blossoms, I think, or Midnight Blooms, or I don't know, something like that. I really love these stickers, and so I saw her using them to create a checkerboard spread, and I just thought it was such a great idea, so I decided to create one of my own. So I just wanted to show you this week's one before we get going on to the next one. So let's start. We will be doing next week's spread. Now, I was looking up, I found this pet tape, I think it was on Moo Boom, about, or for detective. I just thought it was super cool. This kind of like private eye detective, like classic 40s kind of theme. It's just so cool. I just really like it. I think it's so fun. And so I wanted to do one. So I was looking up to find out, when's a mystery, the National Mystery Day or National Detective Day kind of thing. And there isn't really technically one. There is a detective-y kind of thing. I mean, there's a couple different days that people celebrate these kinds of things, but it did say in the thing that May, for some people, May is considered the National Mystery Month or something like that. So not everybody celebrates that, but some people do. So I was like, okay, so for May, because we're in May, I decided that this week I'm going to do a mystery, private eye, detective kind of theme. So I'm really excited about that because I really liked that when I saw it. I just thought it was really fun. I like film noirs. So it was just a really fun thing. So the first thing I'm going to do with this spread is I'm going to do some inking. I want to do some distress ink, this vintage photograph around the outside of it, just to kind of give it a little more of a vintage kind of theme. I have a vague idea of what I want to do. I don't know exactly 100% how I want to do this spread. So we're going to try it out and just see where we end up, see what we end up doing. Okay. I don't know if any of you have used these before. I bought this thinking I would use a lot more inking than I actually do. I don't use near as much as I thought I would. So to start off with, I just saw, you just go like this and bring it over the page. It gives kind of like a, do you see that? Kind of a vintagey, kind of old book style vibe. So we're going to go down the sides a little bit, kind of just give it a little bit of a fun, kind of some weathery. I'm not really good using this ink stuff so well. I've seen some people do it and just been in awe of what they did. I don't know that I'm that great at it, but we'll see. It's going to be okay. I had a wonderful time in Nashville and in Granbury, Texas, visiting family. Such a hassle to get down there. I guess I've never flown during the spring before because, man, there was so many storms going on. I had a layover on my way to Nashville. I had a layover in Denver, and we had to circle Denver for an hour before we were able to land. They actually diverted us to Colorado Springs, and then and then we were able to, and then on the way over to Colorado Springs, they were like, oh, they told us we can land in Denver now. So we headed back to Denver and did that. Ended up landing in Denver. And then 90% of all the flights were delayed. And so my flight out of Denver to Nashville ended up being like 4 or 5 hours delayed. So I didn't get to Nashville till like 1:30 in the morning. But it was really a fun time with my brother and or two of my brothers and my mom. We just had a really nice time together and like supporting my brother and his book that just came out. It was really fun to go to the release party and help him sell merchandise for the release party. It was just a blessed time. I just really, really had a good time, and I'm really thankful I had the opportunity to go. Okay, so I'm going to use this washi tape. It's kind of like a fun washi tape. I was going to do it across here, but I don't know that I'm going to. I think I might just do it down here just to add a little bit of funness to this spread. But anyway, so yeah, it was a really great trip. And then our flight from Nashville to Dallas, we actually flew into Love Field Airport, which is it's another Dallas airport, but it's not the main one. It's not the main Dallas Fort Worth airport. And that flight, there was no problems, no delays, nothing like that. And I spent a couple days in Dallas visiting my family there. It was a lot of fun. And then on my way out of Dallas, all these storms were going on. So we sat on the plane for like, we were just getting ready to like pull out of the gate to go to Sacramento, which is, I had a layover in Sacramento, but they were, oops, the Sacramento was, or the Dallas had storms again. And so I was delayed. We were delayed for like 4 hours, 5 hours, something like that. It was a long time. And then when we finally got to Sacramento, I had missed my flight. So before we even left, they put me on another flight, Sacramento to the Seattle area. So I think it took about, I'm trying to think. I think I got in like at 11:30, midnight, something like that. Got into Washington, and my aunt and uncle don't live very far from there, and luckily they were willing to come pick me up because I had scheduled a Greyhound. The area I'm in, there is a Greyhound pickup place, like a short distance from where I am, like a mile or so from where I'm at. It'll take you right to the airport, and it'll take you right back to that place. So I had scheduled my trip to go back, but because of all the delays, I missed it. And so luckily my aunt and uncle, who aren't too awful far away in Port Orchard, which is probably about an hour and a half, something like that, distance from the airport, they were thankfully willing to come and get me. And then the next day, they drove me back up here, which was really nice because it's about an hour and 15 minutes away or whatever. So they were I was super grateful because, man, I missed everything. So anyway, I've never had those kind of delays before. I just have never had issues like that before. So I guess I just hadn't been done much in the spring because, man, I've never been delayed like that. Every once in a while I'd have a delay, but it would only be a short time. Anyway, I don't know if you saw this. This is some sticker things. It was given to me free, I believe. It's just a long sticker, so you have to cut the things out and peel off the backing. But I just thought these would be fun for the detective theme, for like boxes for a background, like background elements. I just think it's really fun. So here I am trying to get this taken out. Now, if you read my description below, I have added a thing down there where you can buy me a cup of coffee if you so wish to. No pressure, no problem if not. I am not going to use that money. Whatever I get off there, I will not be using it for coffee. I just want to be forward and upfront. I will be using that to buy more stickers or washi tape or supplies, things I need, things to show you guys, things to do with the creative planning thing. So I just put that out there in case anybody wants to do that. I've seen other creators do that, and I thought, what a great idea in case someone wants to. No one has to. There's no pressure, no problems if not, but just if someone has the desire to do it, you can provide a space for them to do it. So that's what that's for. Anyway, so let's get to, where did I put my quote? I had a quote here. Oh, there it is. This week's quote is from Psalm 119:73. Your hands made me and formed me. Give me understanding to learn your commands. That's one of my prayers because, God has created us and he wants us to live by his ideas and his rules, but I need understanding and knowledge of how to do that, how to live that out. So often I want to live for myself and want to do my own thing. I have a hard time surrendering. So I need his help to do that. Okay. I thought that would be a fun little box set of, like, those stack of folders would be fun to have that there. Okay. So let's do, I want to do a couple more of these just because I think they're fun. I don't know where, well, let me just cut a couple of them out and I'll just put them down. I'll start with this one. How are you all doing? How is your spring going? It's interesting. Up here where I'm at, it's warmer this time of year. I mean, it's warmer in the daytime, but it's still cold at night. When I woke up this morning, it was 62 degrees in my place. I was like, ugh, it's too cold. I want some heat, I loved being in the Dallas area where it was nice and warm. It was so nice. But here it's still a little chilly. Like, it's warm out in the sun, but when the wind blows, the wind still has a bit of a chill to it. So it's hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. I know that we're not the only area that deals with those sorts of things for sure. Why are you not coming off? Peel off, yawn sticker. Okay, there we go. I think I want to do it like this. I'm just going to put it down and I'm going to put a box over it, or layer a box over it, and we'll see. Oops. I think I'm going to do one like this. I know I need one here. Which I'm going to layer like this. Okay, I need to write in these because this one is 9:15 staff meeting and intercession. And then I have 2 p.m. soup kitchen and 8 p.m. with the Roberts. And then 8:30 on Monday a.m. I'm going hiking with some friends. At Mount Rainier. So that's going to be fun. I know that, well, let me look at some of these elements. Looks like I have to cut these. This is vinyl. It's really nice. These are really nice stickers, but I have to cut them all out, which I don't generally care for, but that's okay. It's part of some of these pet tapes. Oops. Okay. We have a camp coming again this weekend, which I'm staff hosting. So we're getting ready for that. Cleaning up for the weekend and getting everything ready. Okay, I'm gonna do him. He might be a little big there. Maybe I'll do him here. Actually, I kind of like that. That actually looks good. Like that. Okay, I need to write. Actually, I forgot to grab that sticker book. Let me grab that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am going to use these Bible Journaling Volume 3 by Amber Plans Day. She has, in this book, there's a page of, it says gratitude stickers, and because I always use this sidebar as a gratitude list, I am going to put one of these stickers in there. If I can get it out, that is. One thing that was pretty cool when we were in Granbury is down at the center of town, downtown, like in the old section, there's a town square and stuff like that. It's got some really cool things. Actually, if you ever get to Granbury, I highly recommend stopping by the Silver Spuckle Saloon or Silver something Saloon. They make their own. Now it is a saloon and a bar. You can get drinks, but they have homemade ice cream, and their pralines and cream ice cream is my favorite. I love it. Love pralines and cream ice cream anyway, but they have such a good one. Okay, I think I'm going to use I'm going to brown up the top a little more. Sorry, I hit my phone. because I am going to put the dates up there. I'm not going to do a washi strip up there this time. I'm going to supplement. I'm going to put this up there, and then I'm going to use some of these elements in this strip, like some of these smaller elements, to go in between those. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. And of course, I forgot the book I need, so let me go grab that and I'll be right back. Okay. Are you used to me saying, oh, I forgot to grab this? Oh, I forgot to grab this. It happens every time. Anyway, so I don't have the cover of this book, but I know which book it is, so I will link it down below. And what week are we on? I think it starts the 11th, right? Nope, that's end of the 11th. So this starts the 12th, which is right here. I just celebrated my 9-year anniversary from quitting smoking cigarettes, which is awesome. I'm so grateful to not be doing that anymore. And so, as a celebration, I purchased myself a sticker book from, what's the name of that company? Live Love Posh. And so once it comes, it's supposed to come on Monday, I will do a flip through so you guys can see it. As I said before, I wanted to collect one sticker book of each season, so I have at least one sticker book for each season in case I want to do a seasonal spread and stuff like that. And sometimes I just really like the stickers being used and stuff. So I got a spring, I think it's called Spring Love sticker book from Live Love Posh. But when it comes, I will do a flip through so you guys can see it in case you want to get one of your own. I think it's a pretty cool sticker book. I saw other people using it and I really liked it. So that's the one I wanted for a spring sticker book. Well, I had a wonderful time with family and friends. It was just so nice to just relax and hang out, visit people and stuff like that. It was so nice to get home. I love being home. I'm a homebody. Even though I do love visiting family and friends and visiting people and stuff like that, I am just a homebody. That's just part of who I am. So it was so great to get home and just be back home. Be back in my little element, if you know what I mean. Okay, so let us figure out. I know I want to do this magnifying glass up there, and I know I want to do this hat, although I feel like, no, maybe I can make that hat work. I definitely want to do the hat. I want to do this blood splotch, although that one's got, oops, I'm sorry, I hit the camera. I want to do this blood splotch. Okay, so let's start with some of these. And actually, I'm going to put on my glasses because this blood splotch goes out a little bit, and I just want to make sure I'm not cutting off elements that need to be on there. So I guess if I accidentally do, it's not the end of the world, but you know, I'd like to try to keep it the way it's supposed to be. Oh, come on. Sometimes some of these get challenging to peel. That's one of the things I don't like about pet tapes and having to cut them and stuff like that. You have to cut them yourself because, you know, if it was a sticker, I guess sometimes stickers have a hard time coming up too, but usually if it's pre-cut, it's easier to pull up than when you have to cut it like this, but that's okay. I guess it's a small price to pay. Listen to me complaining. First world problems, right? Okay, there we go. I think I'm going to do it like that. Do I want to put that there? I think I want to put this guy up here. I'm going to have to cut him the hat off a little bit, which I guess is okay. Can I do it there? Can I fit it in there? Again, I would have to cut off the top a little bit, so I guess that's okay. Maybe I should use it down here as an element because I don't want to cut off stuff. So I'll use the magnifying glass. Okay. Okay, there's the magnifying glass. Let's see. I like this pipe, but I'm sure that this repeats. Oh, I definitely want to do the revolver. That is a must, you know. Even if it doesn't go up there, it might be a little big, but we'll see. I like to cut off some of these clear sticker part that I can, especially if I'm going to put it down here, because I don't want too much of it sticking up because I like to write around it. So I just want to make sure that I'm able to get some of that done. Okay, here we are. Oops. Okay. Nope, that's a little big. That revolver is a bit big. I guess I'll have to do it like that and just do a little bit off. Okay, let's see what other camera. That seems a little big though. Flashlight. Can that go in there? That would work. These gloves, this hat, that hat would work. Those gloves. I love the typewriter. Oh, and the typewriter would work. Right? Yeah. Okay, so let's go. I like the camera too. This is just such a fun thing. Oh, I love this. Oh, and look, there's a skeleton key. I like that too. And that. Oh man, there's lots of different fun stuff. Okay, so let's start with this camera. There's too many elements to use on this one, so that's a nice thing. That's a nice problem to have, is too many good things, because then you can use it to on future spreads. You know what I'm saying? I knew when I saw this pet tape, I was like, I've got to have it. It's so cool. I love the vintage theme. There we go. I got it. I got it. Okay, I want to do, of course, this thumbprint or fingerprint. Because it's really cool. Kind of reminds me a bit of Dick Tracy-ish-esque feel. Did y'all ever see that cheesy movie from the 90s, Dick Tracy, with Madonna and Warren Beatty? You probably don't realize it, but Kathy Bates had a very small role as his secretary, Mrs. Green. I think there was only one scene where she appears in the film. But because I'm such a big Kathy Bates fan, or I used to be a huge Kathy Bates fan, watched everything and anything that she was in, I had seen that movie years ago and just thought it was kind of cheesy. But there was a time I really loved Madonna and I loved her music and stuff, so of course I had to watch all of her movies. She did some really awful movies. She had a couple good ones, but most of them were trash. But that was one of her movies, so of course I'd seen it, but I didn't remember Kathy Bates being in it, so I had to rewatch it, and sure enough, she's in it, which was awesome because I love her. Okay, I want this hat. And I want these gloves. I think these gloves would be cool. I have to say I was really into pet tapes for a while, and not that I don't like them, but sticker books are so much easier to work with for sure. One thing I thought about doing, which I would love to do sometime, is eventually I'm going to buy spiral bound. You can buy them on Amazon, but you can buy spiral bound books that have sticker release paper, and you can what I could do is I could sit and cut out all of these stickers and then put them into those books. So all I have to do is peel them up and use them when I want to use them. So eventually I'm going to get there. But, I've got quite a few pet tapes. And so it would take quite a while to do, which is okay. And quite a few sticker books, probably. So it'll just take some time. Right now, all my fun money is in use with the Planything subscription. So the new subscription comes out this day. So they bill you when you pay for it. I think mine was towards the end of the month. So it's probably going to be, probably by the time I get it, will probably be another 3 weeks or something like that. Maybe 4. Well, maybe not 4, but probably 3 weeks before I get it. So anyway, I'm excited to see what the next subscription is. Man, these are so hard to take out. Sorry, this is going to be a long video and I apologize for it, but these are really hard to get out or get off the back of the sticker sheet. I got a word. I went up for prayer after when I was at my brother's church while we were in Nashville. After the Sunday service, I went up for prayer, and this woman was asking me if I was in transition. And I said, yes, actually I am. And she said, well, God has... Okay, I'm sorry. Let me stop really quick just to see what's the next element. I think I was going to use this flashlight. So she said, God is preparing a place for you, and she said, He is going to fill the hole you leave behind. So that tells me that I'm leaving here, but I don't know when or how. I'll wait for God's timing and for Him to show me. I don't pretend to know those kinds of things, or I just offer it up to Him. I think sometimes when people get words from God, sometimes it's not always what they think or what we think. And so I just was like, all right, God, I'm just giving that to you, and you can make that happen or not make that happen, however you see fit. So I'm operating under the idea that I'm most likely going to be leaving here, but I don't know that for sure because God's got to show me. And at the moment, He has not, because He's got a perfect timing for everything, you know? Okay. We have room for one more sticker over here. So I'm thinking that skeleton key, wherever that went, is going to be the element. There it is. So anyway, I will just wait patiently and see what God says, see what God does. We will see what happens. I already started kind of a little bit clearing out some of the dross, you know. Over time, we end up collecting things, and then when we move or whatever, spring cleaning kind of thing, start clearing out some of the junk. And so I've started doing that already, although I'm telling myself, Steve, calm down, because God's timing's not your timing. My timing would be like within the next year or so, but we don't know. We don't know. So I'm just trying to be patient and obedient while I'm able. All right. Okay. Got that off. I think I want to do that like that. Okay. I really like that. I think that's cool. Okay, so let's put down the things that need to go down. As far as another thing I thought of is, where is my pen? What did I do with my pen? There it is. Here we have a camp leaving that is evergreen. But they're arriving here, so they're only here for one day. So I just want to put a little box up there. Actually, I might just put it right down here. Actually, where's my boxes? There we go. I'm gonna put this right like that. Okay, and then I know here we have something. So I'm going to take, actually, I'm going to do this big one because I'm going to layer over it again. Because I do know that there are some things going on both Thursday and Friday. So I'm just going to do it like this, put it in the center. And then I can just layer off of it. Okay, so Thursday for sure we have, well, actually that camp might be coming on Thursday. I can't remember which day they come. Let me look at my schedule. Okay, so we are looking at the 12th. Okay, so they do come on Friday. Okay, so Thursday I can do a smaller box because okay, I can put this one here. I'm gonna write here that, oops, I've already messed that up. Okay. And then here on Oops. There's a little bit of a breeze. I have my windows open. It is so nice to be able to have my windows open. Even though it's still a little chilly, I still have my windows open, and it's so nice to be able to do that. But it's a little breezy, and so some of my trash is blowing off my desk. Okay, so Westgate. And then they leave here. Okay, I'm gonna write down here. I do my laundry on Friday, so I'm just gonna write that down. Do I need a reminder? No, I know exactly what I do, but sometimes it's just nice to put it there. If I have room, I have a little space and there's nothing to fill it that I know of. Okay. So there's that. That's all I saw on here. Let me look at my big happy planner, see if there's any other things for that week. So the 12th. Oh, the 17th. Okay. So Friday, I need to do a big sticker on Saturday. I'll do it right like this. So 9 to 5 is training for Royal Family Kids Camp because I'm going to be a counselor again this year. And then Westgate Chapel leaves. And then we'll see. We'll see if this. Okay, so far that's all that I have planned for this week. So I can fill in some more elements. I can add in some more decorative elements. And if you know me, if you've been watching me, I don't like to go too crazy at first because I also use this not only as a planner but as a journal. I'm going to put this office just down here because it's kind of fun. I also like to use it as a journal, so I don't like to fill it up too much to begin with. And then as I write in things and as I go throughout the week, I might add some more elements and stuff like that. But to start with, I don't like to do too much too soon. So I do want the typewriter in here. I'm going to fit in the typewriter. I usually like to add an element on, or a decorative element to each day. Maybe I'll put the typewriter right there. Maybe that would be a good place for it. Again, I'm sorry guys. Man, getting some of these off sometimes is challenging. One thing that I can share about my trip to Nashville that was really wonderful is there was, back in the day when I was a kid, we used to go to the Christian bookstore, and one of the Christian bookstores that we went to had a box that had promotional posters and stuff like that that they no longer were using, that they were getting rid of, that people could just take for free. And so I was looking through that one time and I found this poster for an album called A Different World by a singer named Renee Garcia. And I just liked the way it looked, so I grabbed the poster. And then probably about a year later or something like that, I ended up getting a copy of the cassette. And so I I listened to it a lot. It was one of the quintessential albums of my childhood in my teen years. I don't know if I like that there, but I think it might be too. I don't know if I can pull that up. But it was like, I listened to it a lot. I ended up, I think, wearing out the tape because I listened to it so much. And now as an adult, I don't love it, but it's nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? But my brother had met her and her husband and have become friends with them. And so they came to visit at one of his book signings. And so I got to actually meet her, which was super cool. I got to meet one of the singers that I really loved when I was growing up. And it was just such a awesome thing, you know? So I really, really was thankful for that. And I pulled up trying to get that. So I'm going to try to glue that down. See if that'll work. Okay, I think that's a little better. Okay, so what other elements can I add to this? Kind of like this one. And there's a lot of really good ones in here. I like that one because, you know, there's always a beautiful singer that, or a beautiful woman that is singing. Maybe not, but I feel like that's true. I think, you know, I think I'm going to put this one, the book, and the book with the magnifying glass, I think I'm going to put that right up there. Not that I couldn't write up there. I think that there's plenty of room to write something small, but I want to put that up there. Well, maybe not, but I definitely want to use this. Do I? Do I really want to use this, or do I want to save it? Maybe I'll save it, actually. I do like this silhouette, so let's put the silhouette maybe over here or up here. I don't know. We'll find a place for it. So Renee is married to a guy whose his name is Lang Bliss, and so it's her name's Renee Bliss now, and they have a music group they call Bliss Bliss. So that was really nice to meet them in person. I heard one of their albums, and I'm not as big of a fan of the new stuff as I was like when I was younger of the older stuff, but that's okay. You know, they're not doing it for me. So it was just really nice to meet them and to get to hear them talk about what they're doing and the different things that are going on. So that was cool. They were really nice people and genuine. And she let me get my photo with her, which was fun because it was a total fan thing. I was like, "Can I be a fan and get my picture with you?" And she said, "Absolutely," which was super sweet of her because, you know, sometimes people are tired of being fanned over and just want to be treated like normal people. So it was really nice that she was willing to let me be a fanboy and get my photo with her. Okay, almost done with this one. Detective theme. I think I want to put this one, I think I'm going to put this one down here. And then I will do one thing here, here. I'm not exactly positive yet, but once I get that done, I will, that's going to be it. That'll be done with the spread will be done for now. And again, as the week goes on, I might add a few more elements, but this might be it. Just depends on what happens throughout the week. Okay, got it. I know it took a minute, but I got it. Okay. So let's do that there. And then this hat, I forgot that I wanted this hat on here. So I think maybe this is going to be the element that I put over here. And then I think that's going to be it until I come back next week and do after the pen. So make sure you're keeping an eye on Instagram to see the after the pen. Okay. I think that'll be good, just like that. Okay. So this is it. This is my detective themed spread. Happy International Detective Month or Mystery Month for the month of May. I hope you have a wonderful week, and thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!